What's going on, guys? Froster, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I'll be making a ZAC guide. Is one of the best junglers you can play right now, so I would definitely advise picking him up if you can. The main problem with him is right now he is pretty much banned like every game, even like either double banned or just single banned. So it's really hard to get him. But if you can get him, it's definitely worth it. And this will be the build that I use on him, and I think it's the best build to go for. So, get into the runes now. This is the rune page I use on ZAC. I go for flat attack speed in reds, then scaling health seals, and then scaling CDR in the quints and the glyphs. The reason I have this set up like this is because the attack speed will help you early on in your jungle clear, just in general, to speed it up a little bit. Getting all those extra auto attacks in is definitely very good. Now after that you can go for scaling health to just have a higher health pool later in the game. And then you take scaling CDR to have 30% scaling CDR at level 18, which means you only have to buy one CDR item, which is Spirit Visage, to get your max CDR in, which is just like really good on ZAC, because the only thing really stopping you is your CDR, and if you can get that up to 40%, especially late game, very, very beneficial. Then moving on to the masteries, these are the masteries I use on ZAC. I go for the sorcery, 2% increased ability damage. Of course, ZAC does a lot of ability damage, so definitely very good to go for. Then you want to take exposed weakness, because you are a tank, you want to be jumping in and engaging for your team, so if your allies can deal more damage to the target, that's a lot better. Then I take 4 points of natural talent, 1 point there, just some basic early game power with this, and then this gives you a little bit of extra sustain. And then you take battle trance as well, because you are a tank, you are going to be in fights for longer, so it's definitely better to have this. Now, moving on to the resolve tree, I go for Unyielding for 5% bonus armor and magic resist. Very, very key on ZAC, since you are building so many tank items, so it will really help you out to just get this. Then you want to take Tough Skin, take 2 less damage. Overall, from like any type of basic attack is very good. Will help you in your jungle clear. You don't really need the help there, but it will help. And then you go for Runic Armor for the increased healing, whilst picking up blobs and all that kind of stuff, so very beneficial as well. Then I like to take Perseverance on ZAC, because it will help you stay alive longer at lower HPs, because your health regen will go up massively, and if you're like walking around on low HP picking up blobs and all that, you can definitely get away with some stuff if you pick this. Then I take Swiftness for the tenacity and slow resist, and I finish this off with Courage of the Colossus. ZAC procs this really easily, and it makes him even tankier, which is definitely something you want to go for. Then, moving on to the item build. This is the item build I go for on ZAC. You want to start with a Hunter's Talisman and a refillable potion. The reason you pick the Hunter's Talisman, even though it gives base mana health, like base mana regen, and you don't have any mana on ZAC, this item will give you a lot of health as soon as you hit stuff with spells. And since you're pretty much spamming your W throughout the camps, you're going to gain a lot of health back from this item, so it's definitely the item you want to start with. Then, the core build you want to go for is the Cinderhulk. It doesn't really matter which smite you go for. You can go for red smite for more damage output. You can go for blue smite to like lock people down better. You can go for the warding smite to just ward, you know. It literally doesn't matter. Cinderhawk, this specific Cinderhawk with the red smite will make it so you deal a little bit more damage, making it a little easier to kill like people 1v1 in like the mid game and late game as well. You will also be tankier, since you'll take less damage from like the 80 carry if you smite that guy. So it is completely up to you whichever one you want to go for, but mostly I will go for the red smite enchant, and like in certain situations I will switch the red smite enchant for the warding enchant. I rarely ever go for the blue enchant. Then moving on, Ninja Tabis or Mercs, like standard boots. It's Ninja Tabis against AD stuff, Mercs against like heavy CC / AP stuff, so pretty basic there. And then the big item you want to always get every game, except for when you're playing against full AD comps, because then it becomes useless, is a Spirit Visage. This item gives you the 10% CDR you need to cap out your CDR to 40%, and it will also give you increased healing by 30%, which is a lot on ZAC, since you're picking up blobs constantly, and that pretty much counts as healing. So this will be a very key item to pick up on ZAC. And yeah, this is what you will get every game, except if you are playing against a full AD comp, because then this magic resist item becomes useless, apart from the healing factor. So in that point, you might as well just stack some armor items, get like Randuin's, Deadman's Blade, Thornmail, Warmox, all that kind of stuff, and then you're good. You'll be pretty much unkillable at that point, so it's pretty easy. Now, optional items are the stone plate, the thorn mill, the warmox, the randuins, the deadman's plate, and the locket. There might be like, actually, is there another item that you could go for on ZAC? I don't think so. I mean, you could go Leanders if you want to deal a little bit more damage, but not that necessary. Adaptive Helmet actually is a pretty decent one against like champions like Cassio, or that just deal a lot of subsequent magic damage with one spell, so Cassio E or Carve the Skew, for example, all that kind of stuff. That could be a tank item as well that you could pick up. And the Abyssal Mask as well can be very useful in certain situations. If you have like more magic damage deals on your team, let's say you have maybe an AP, yeah, you will have an AP mid laner, but let's say you have like a hybrid top laner like Jax, for example, and maybe a Kog'Maw AD carry or something like that. Then Abyssal Mask become really good because pretty much everyone on your team deals some magic damage, and then that will be increased as soon as you do the engage. So in that case, this could be a good item as well. Now, the items I will usually go for in order is I will pick up the Spirit Visage, and right after I will go for the Stone Plate or Warmox, depending. If I'm like kind of ahead, I'll go for a Warmox instead, because that makes it a little easier for me to just completely sustain. Especially if I've bought Ninja Tabis, because then I don't really have to worry about an armor item as much yet, so I can get away with going on Warmox in that slot. Warmox is very good on ZAC because it allows you to engage. You gain a lot of health from it, but it allows you to engage, jump in with your E, use your ultimate, jump out back to the team, and then you will have made the engage. You would have probably taken a lot of damage, but then you only have to stay out of the fight for like a good 10 seconds, and you will have your entire HP bar back, which is very, very nice. So that's a very good item to go for on ZAC, and I usually like to pick it up after my Spirit Visage if I can. If that's not really happening yet, and I really need to get more armor, I will usually go for Stone Plate instead. Because at this point in the game, a lot of fights will happen, and Stone Plate will be pretty easy to proc to get a lot of bonus armor and bonus magic resist. Plus, of course, the active this item offers you to get that doubled HP, which is very good as well. So probably these two items. As an item after the Spirit Visage, it just highly depends on what I need, honestly. If I need some more armor, I'll probably get this. I could also still go for the Randuins after this Spirit Visage. If, let's say, they have a Yasuo and their AD carry is building a lot of crit, that's also a very good tank item to go for. But it's completely situational. You just have to pick up the best items you can for the situation. Wait, I just accidentally removed them. The way you want to make your your item build look. Actually, there's another item you can pick up after Spirit Visage. Now that I think about it, you can pick up a locket. If you're against more AP heavy team comps, it is very good to go for a locket because it will also offer your team to the extra shield. On ZAC, you stack a lot of HP, and since you have a Cinderhawk and you already built some HP, this will give like massive shields to your team. So it could be very good to go for this, especially if you need some more magic resist against certain team comps. It also provides you with 30 armor, which is not bad at all. But later in the game, like this locket slot pretty much is replaced by the stone plate slot. Because later in the game, this doesn't become as useful. It is better to have more tankiness on yourself than have the extra shield for your team. Because you are the one just jumping in. And if you don't have the stone plate to make sure that you do not die pretty much instantly. This is talking very late game. If you don't have Stone Plate, as soon as you jump in and try to ult, you'll probably die. Because the enemy AD carry, or like maybe an enemy Yasuo or something like that, will deal so much damage that you just die before you can even get your combo off. This item will prevent that from happening, and that is why this is a very, very good late game replacement for the locket if you did buy it. So let's just go for a late game build. There's 4 items, and then you can pick up the Warmox with maybe a Randuins or a Thornmail, depending on which type of armor item you need. And then you can finally replace boots with a Deadman's Plate. You don't necessarily need the boots on ZAC as much, and a Deadman's Plate is enough movement speed to provide you... It provides enough movement speed for you to walk around. And then as soon as you get somewhat in range, you can just charge up your E and jump a massive distance to engage the team fight still, and then you can just ult and jump back. You don't really need boots for that, so having the extra 425 health and 60 armor instead of having boots is actually better. And it will also provide you a little bit of extra damage, I guess, but that's not really why you're building this for. This overall is just a way tankier item than having boots, so that's why I usually do it. And then this completed build, this is usually what I'll get late game, this type of item combination. It gives you 2 armor items, it gives you pretty much like 2 magic resist items. It's actually technically 3 armor items if you count the stone plate in. And then it will give you war marks for the massive amount of sustain that you want. So this is obviously interchangeable. The only thing you really want to be doing consistently is building that core build of Ninja Tabai with the Spirit Visage. And the rest of the tank items are pretty much whatever you need in like game. If you have any questions about this build, do make sure to ask them in the comments below. I will be doing my best to answer them for you. And if you've enjoyed the video so far, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys now in the gameplay section. Alright, welcome to the gameplay section of this guide. As you can see, I'm playing ZAC, obviously, against a Gragas, which honestly is a matchup that should favor ZAC, since his ganks are just way better than Gragas, and they both have a similar clear speed, so this should be going in my favor in this one. It is really hard for me to get ZAC in any game. To get this game, I've dodged so many times that it is actually unreal. Like, the ban rate on this champion is stupid. But I guess you'll see this game why it's stupid, because honestly the champion's just not fair, in my opinion. Alright, the where you want to start on ZAC is pretty much always Wraith Camp. You can just start W and then your Wraith Camp. It's going to be quite an easy clear without you taking too much damage. You're going to get a little bit of help from your mid laner as well to speed it up a little bit. But Wraith Camp is definitely the place to start, because you want to get the levels quick on ZAC to get more points into your E, since that's the one you're maxing first. And by getting like 2 points into your E on level 5 will mean that, or like 3 points in total, will mean that you have a good enough range to start ganking from quite a good distance. Now here, as you can see, I'm not losing too much health doing these Wraiths. I mean, I guess I could have done it a bit more efficiently and kited it a bit better, but it is decent enough. Just take E second, I go for the red buff afterwards. It's a pretty like standard clear. It will hit me level 4, which should be pretty good. You might look that I get kind of low, but like really, you don't have any problems clearing. The only reason I'm getting kind of low is because my runes aren't focused on the early game too much, so that's why I'm taking a little bit more damage than people that will go for more early game runes. So that's literally the only reason I'm getting slightly low, but it's still like half HP, which is not bad at all. Also, this game for ZAC, pretty immobile champions are really easy ganks. Zyra does have the snare, so bot lane could be a gank like that. If Zyra just snares something and I can get my E on that. Harder ganks to do would probably be mid lane, because they both don't really have any, like, Orianna doesn't have any CC to lock the Victor down really without her ultimate, and Victor has like Ghost and Flash to get away from me. So it's pretty hard to get a gank off on him, especially if he wards properly. So the most likely gank that will be happening this game would be bot lane or top lane. Since top lane can just charge his Q and then I can land my E on that target and then get a kill like that. So that should be pretty good. Alright, looks like Brand overextends here. I just got done with my jungle clear, by the way. As you can see, I'm pretty much full HP, no problem at all. Level 4, I have like 800 gold as well. Not bad at all. My Brand's right here. Wait, I have 2 points in Unstable Matter. I think I misclicked that, honestly. You always want to put like all the points you can into your E until that's maxed. After that you can go into this one, but I think I must have just misclicked, honestly. I get the Brand here, land the Q on him. By the way, a nice trick that you can do with ZAC is anything you can target. So I can hit this ward right here, like right there, and then I can just pop him back to that. So I can literally use the ward to pop him back with the Q as well. It doesn't have to be like a minion or an enemy champion. It can also be a ward. It's a very good thing to remember. Pick up the free kill on the Brand here pretty much because he overextended and I was around to punish him for that. Not that bad. At this point, I'm just going to let the wave sit here. It's going to push towards Ezreal. Lucian is taking the risk of me still being around, so he has to play quite safe. And if Ezreal plays this good, he can just zone the Lucian off of the wave. I can just take a recall here. I have 1200 gold right now, so that's a perfect back for just getting my straight up Bami Cinder. Not bad at all. That's a really good first back on ZAC. Getting your Bami Cinder, it will increase your jungle clear quite substantially. So it's very good to go for. I just basic clearing. I think I'm looking for a gank on top lane here potentially. Actually, maybe not. This is definitely a possible gank I could have done though, because the Jarvan is right here. I could have walked behind, gotten into this brush, and then like if he engages, like if he takes the engage like a combo onto Sion, or he hits the stun like that, I could have just eat that and I would have been a kill. Or like at least his flash, but his flash is down, so probably a kill. As you can see with Bami Cinder, this speeds us up so much, and especially once you get Cinderhulk, your jungle clear just becomes real easy. Alright, this is where I should have had my third point into E, but I currently have 2 points into E. Looking for a gank. Charging up my E, do I go for this? I don't think I go for this because it's a bit far out. With the extra point, I would have been in range, like properly in range, but without the extra point, that's not really in range. So I kinda misjudged that, I guess, on the points. Clear this. Gank's going on mid lane, so I come here to just counter gank this. Okay, if I can, my E's on cooldown, so I can't use that really. I'm just waiting to land the Q on him, use a minion. We might get this guy here actually. This looks like a pretty free kill. All of just a counter gank. Flash in to get the W on him better and then kill him like that, no problem. I was around here, he ganked this, counter ganked it, not that bad. Usually your counter ganks are better if your E is up, but my E was on cooldown, so I couldn't really use that too effectively. Currently hit level 6, that's pretty quick. I'm on par with my solo laners, which is pretty good. That's where you honestly want to be level-wise. Just try to be on par with your solo laners. Maybe 1 level behind isn't bad, but if you're falling multiple levels behind on your solo laners, you're definitely doing something wrong. Okay. I thought I was really gonna go for that. I mean, I could have gone for that. I could have just jumped on him and used my ult to like pop him this way. But I think not going for that's probably the smartest call. Zyra dies. My E's still on cooldown for 3 seconds. But I think we definitely still get the solution as well. I can just use my E to get over the wall here. Alright, he flashes that. I use my ult to cut him off from walking towards Ezreal. If he walks into that, I can just pop him the other direction. And we kill the Lucian there. Not bad. I only use my, like, it popped my passive, sure, but that's not that big of a deal, honestly. You might as well make use of it. Gragas does get the Ezreal here, but that's not that big of a deal because it's only Gragas that got anything out of it. There was no kill participation on that one, looks like. So that's pretty good. And I didn't die from it, so that's even better. I believe Ezreal got a double kill on that one. Not much to complain about there. I can look the back very soon here to pick up my Cinderhulk, which, like my jungle item Cinderhulk completed completely, which is very good at 8 minutes in the game. That's definitely something you can abuse on ZAC. Getting that this early is really, really strong because it just increases your jungle clear speed that much. Plus it also makes you quite tanky for certain ganks and you'll be able to tank a lot of damage. I think I'm just looking to full clear. Yeah, I'm pinging the Orianna to get blue. Honestly, I don't have any use for blue, so if she just picks that up, that'd be great. It looks like I'm still spam pinging the blue buff, but the Orianna isn't responding to shit, so that that's kind of unfortunate. I think I just decided to pick it up then because he wasn't responding. So, I guess that's on her. You don't need blue on ZAC, but you also don't want to wait on your mid laner for like 19 years, because that's definitely not worth it. So at that point, if your mid laner pulls this kind of shit, it's his own fault for not walking to the blue buff, really. Don't sit there for like 5 minutes taking the constant damage from it and then wasting your time because your mid laner doesn't want to respond. If she says like in chat like, okay, I just need to quickly clear this wave, then, you know, sure. But if she doesn't let anything know or that doesn't ping that she's coming, you can just... That happens so often. Especially the lower elo you go, they just don't respond instantly. They're like, oh wait, oh wait, I just realized I can get my blue buff. And then you're like sitting there for like 2 minutes. I see some junglers do that. That loses you so much. Definitely not worth doing. Definitely not worth doing. Alright, I have my Red Smite Cinderhulk here. I went for Red Smite this game. I'm doing pretty well in the early game and get a couple of kills. So you can really push the advantage there with Red Smite. I mean, it doesn't matter which Smite you go on, ZAC. You can go warding Smite and everything like that. But it's completely up what you prefer. I just prefer Red Smite on ZAC, honestly. I would go for a warding one if this was higher elo, but this is not my my highest elo account. This is a proud Diamond 4, Diamond 3 elo, I think. Something like that. That's where this game was played, so I'm just gonna roll with the Red Smite and take better brawls instead of more vision control. Alright, Cyan gets out of that. I can charge my E here. I'm pretty sure I can hit both of them right here and then just ult, I think, and pop them this way. There we go, pop them in third range. Q1 and pop them together, I think. There we go. Like, the amount of CC I have is insane. Alright, Red Smite him there with an auto attack that should kill him. This is why Red Smite's really nice, because that you can just get those kills like that. I think he would have gotten out if I didn't have Red Smite, let me put it that way. If I had Blue Smite, then I probably would have still killed him, but yeah. Right here, he flashed my E. I mean, I guess I should have just charged my E a bit longer there, but mistakes were made. Actually, I wonder, right? I don't know this. Can you Q, can I like Q the Gragas and then hit the blasting wand and then pull him closer whilst he flies away? That'd be pretty sick. I might want to try that here, but I think Gragas hit it instead of me. Huh. Actually, I'm not sure on that one, actually. That's interesting if it does. Right. Just tried to, like, my E wasn't barely wasn't in range, so I didn't hit him with that. And that pretty much meant that at that point I couldn't really kill him anymore. So I'm just gonna go back to clear my jungle camps. It's a really fast clear right now, as you can see. The main thing you want to know with ZAC, by the way, is as soon as you like get those blobs around you, always use unstable matter first, and then use your blobs to reset the cooldown a bit on your unstable matter so you can use it more often. Right here, bot lane had the advantage, but... And I was like, okay, let's just force the Infernal Dragon down, you know, because it's an Infernal Dragon, but then I think Zyra and Ezreal both back, so I'm just literally here soloing the Infernal Dragon. You can do it on ZAC pretty easily because of your unstable matter, but holy shit, it's annoying as fuck. It just takes a long time. That looked really weird. What the hell was I doing there? Right, I don't have vision on this guy, so I'm just guessing where he's at, okay. He stuns me, he hits me with this. I miss my Q, I miss my ultimate. Holy shit, that's like questionable plays on my part, let's be honest here. That was really boosted. What the fuck? I think if I hit like any of those spells, I probably would have killed that brand. Actually, no, if I hit the Q, it wouldn't have mattered. If I hit the ultimate, I would have killed that brand. Oh well. Our team's fighting here. I'm just doing Gromp casually, but like I can see the fight going on here. So I have my E right now, so I can look for maybe an engage on something. I'm pretty sure this guy's out of range, barely. So I think I'll just go for the Gragas here. Looking at this right now. Yep, going for the Gragas here. Ori is around. That's a pretty free kill, not bad. Currently 3-0-2. Pretty decent score. My E's pretty long range, but I'm also really low, so I kind of don't really want to walk into Victor like this. I think this is in range, but I decided to go for this camp instead. He knows I'm doing it. I think he just wants to back off. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I should have just backed off as well. Let's take the recall, I think. Yeah, 1400 gold, that's a lot. I still go for that, really. Okay, interesting. Ori lands the ult. We get it. I do die. Actually, I do get popped into passive. Yeah, I'm assist pinging right here for potentially a teleport. I didn't realize it was down. That's why I just assist pinged. Like, teleport can save you. If he just teleports on one blob, then the passive is unable to get killed, which means that you just get saved. So if Cyan would have had his teleport, that's really the only reason I would have assist pinged. Like, that's why I was assist pinging, to maybe get his teleport, but if it was down, it is all good. It's mainly my fault for just diving this. This is really bad in the first place. Right, I now have my Cinderhawk with Ninja Tabai, very good. And I also have a Spectre Skull, damn. I'm getting really fat this game. I mean, it's just casual ZAC things, honestly, the ganks and stuff. Pretty regular. Like, this champion is pretty stupid when it comes to ganks. And that range on that E right there, jumping from like here to there, that's a massive range, dude. That's so unfair for ganks. This champion, plus the ult he has these days and his Q, oh. Such great ganks. Where am I going? Gromp's down, so I'm not even sure why I walked that way. At this point, I just want to clear my jungle camps, honestly. As you can see right here, the way I clear this is I use my unstable matter first before I pick up any blobs. So the cooldown gets reduced by 1 second for every blob you pick up. Go here, take some shit on mid lane because the Orianna isn't there. Might as well just take some. And bot's really low. I think I just spam pinged here that the Victor's missing, so they should just be backing off. I can just keep on clearing here. I believe that if I think about this... Alright, clearly didn't think about this, because Gragas is bot lane without any buffs. If you think about that, as a jungler, like the enemy jungler's bot lane without a buff, you can quite, like, safely assume that their buff camp's up, which is what happened here. So I'm not too sure. Maybe I didn't pay any attention to that this time around, or like I decided not to go for it or something. But I definitely should have just taken this blue buff. Sion tries to go for the engage here. I'm just like casually walking behind. My E is a pretty massive range. My E can probably reach about there. So I'm just trying to look for getting in the brush, and then maybe as soon as the Jarvan walks up, a little bit too far with the next wave, I can get the E on him, and that should be a kill. Right there, he's pretty low. This is definitely in E range. He walks out of it now. I think I just wait here, honestly, because this Jarvan's just gonna die if he walks up. Alright, Orianna walks over a ward here, though, actually, so she kind of ruins this this plan. Because if he was still under turret right here and I was in this brush, I could have definitely just reached him. So, if Orianna didn't show up, that probably would have been a kill, but he still had flash, so Orianna kind of forced his flash out of that one. Alright, at this point I go for his blue buff, because I just saw Gragas bot lane recently, and I would, like, at this point I realized his blue was still up, so then I decided to just go for that. Also, it's warded right there, so I probably just saw it even. I'm level 11 right now. I'm on par with my solo... Wait, what the hell is this, actually? I'm on par with my solo laners, which is good, but Ezreal's also level 11. That's interesting, because this guy's level 8. That's like... I don't even know what's going on there. I mean, he's 8 and 3, which is not bad, of course. But, like... I didn't expect him to be level 11 as well, actually, damn. Alright, abduct the Gragas and kill him. Get a nice double kill there. Actually, I can go that back a little and show you guys what happened here. So he's walking right here. I'm just like, honestly taking a blind stab in the dark to where he's gonna be. Hit the Q on him. He gets snared by Zyra. It's a pretty good setup. And then I think I just W him for the kill there. And then just ult to take the Gragas this way so he can't like body slam away whilst he's CC'd from the knockup from Zyra ultimate. And then just kill him here. He also ulted, which is not bad. 5 in 1 right now. Really decent. Counter jungle more of his camps as I just killed him. Always look to be taking as many camps from the opponent's jungler as you can. If you're ahead, of course. If you're behind, then that's kind of risky, but yeah. Currently have enough for my Spirit Visage, so I picked that up. I think this game I might look to go for a Locket, actually, because they have Brand, Gragas, and Victor. So that's a lot of magic damage, and I think with the... with me just going for Locket, with the Spirit Visage, I'll be like insanely tanky against our team because the Lucian's very far behind. So I don't really have to worry too much about physical damage apart from Jarvan. But then Ninja Tabi would be enough to block like most of Jarvan's damage. Most of his, how do you say that? Most of his burst damage, really. Enough of his burst damage, that's what I want to say actually, yeah. Right, Dragon's up here. I think I should look towards doing this soon. It is a mountain dragon, so it's definitely worth picking up. I think it's just something I'm gonna go for here. Actually, I'm looking to help this Orianna. She's in a sticky situation. This Ezreal keeps having some interesting deaths. Like, he's 9 and 4. I mean, 9 kills obviously is pretty good, but like, the positions that he's dying in are pretty interesting. If you know what I mean with interesting. Like, this is really bad to position yourself like that. I'm not sure what happened, but like... In general, you shouldn't be there as an AD carry alone, so not sure on that one. Alright, looking to just go for Dragon here, taking that Mountain Dragon. Looks like I'm soloing this shit again. Which, I mean, as soon as you have Cinderhawk, it's not that bad to solo this, because you can just keep spamming W and then your Cinderhawk will help you as well. So that's, I mean, it's reasonable. It would be preferable if Zyra or Orianna would help me, but it's still a free Mountain Dragon, so you might as well pick it up. ZAC has a pretty easy time doing it, because his W does the percentage damage. So, yeah. I'll speed through this dragon, honestly. Alright, she helps me with 1 Q. Sion actually soloed the Rift Herald, which is pretty good. I think... I just go for this camp. I think they see me right here on this ward. Didn't realize that was there. Lucian's still staying, though, which is strange, honestly. I don't know what's going on here. Clear this. Obviously, I don't know this is warded. I know he's there, but like, I don't know is this warded. Q, pretty good range. I miss my ultimate though. I mean, I miss it initially, but then still jump on him. You can just use like get across the entire turret range. Take only 1 turret shot, not bad. I don't want to risk walking this way, because they could be there, or someone could be there, like cut me off. I'm kind of low, so you need to like take the safe route. You can always use your E to just only take one turret shot and get through a turret like that, not bad. Walking through the jungle, checking what's up, checking wards. Looking for Victor here. I can still pretty easily cut him off, because you can predict that Victor will walk towards this side of his jungle, and he probably won't walk upwards, he probably tries to walk down, so I think I just predicted E here. Yeah, this seems like a pretty logical position for this guy to go to. He has his flash up, he uses his flash, he gets out. I mean, I'll take that, honestly, not bad. Free flash, right? In his case, he should have just walked up and walked out that way. That would have been a safer way to go, because this was really predictable, and that's why I went for it. I didn't even have any... Whoa. I didn't even... Even is a really difficult word to say in English, dude. Holy shit. I didn't even have a ward that would give me enough like vision on the Victor, so that was literally just a blind stab in the dark, but because he was that predictable, it still worked out for me. At this point, I think I'm sitting on, yeah, I'm pretty good amount of gold here. Get the engage on Gragas here. The main thing I want to do here is stand in front of the Orianna as much as possible, so the Gragas cannot body slam into her that easily, and then that way I can block something. I flash onto this guy here, use my W auto attack, and then probably just kill him with the burn damage from Sunfire. Not bad. I'm 7-in-1 on like pretty much full tank ZAC, which is kind of interesting. I've just been getting all the last hits this game, I think. Like honestly, I never try to get kills really when I'm playing tank junglers like ZAC, because it's just not worth it for you to get all the kills. Since like the only thing you're getting is more tanky, but if you don't have any damage on your team to back that up, it's gonna be quite hard for you to win games. And this game dragged on for a little while, looks like, so even with this lead, I think because my team doesn't really have too much damage to back it up, like back up me getting all these kills, it's pretty bad. This might have been a game where actually getting maybe a Leandris might have been good, since that would have given me the damage, since I was, like, I'm really fat right now. That usually doesn't happen too much on ZAC while getting these many kills. So maybe the specific game building like one damage item like Leandris might have been good, but I think I just opted to go still like straight tank, because it's pretty much the best build on ZAC, let's be honest. And Jarvan's walking this way, so I'm like looking to cut him off right here. I did miss my E because he walked to the side instead of walking like straight into it. I mean, he obviously saw the floor change, but you know. Oh, he seals that with Smite, feels bad, man. I can take his blue here. Actually, I'm just gonna give this blue to Ori, I'm pretty sure. I have literally no use for it, because my Spirit Visage gives me 10% and my runes give me 30%, so literally all I could get from the blue is CDR, and since I don't need that, I am good. I can just give it away. Do I go for this? That's honestly a pretty risky one. Their team could be there quite fast to back him up, and that Q was really bad. Actually, I mean, it works, but like, yeah. Damn. This is risky positioning from my end. Do I get out of this? I think I die here, honestly. Looking at this positioning. He didn't ult me, that's interesting. He has his ultimate up. If he just knocked me out of that E, I would have for sure died there. That's pretty bad on Gragas' part. But again, this is like, I guess, Diamond Elo. Can't expect perfect play. Right here, I think I'm just looking the back, honestly. I'm sitting on 2,700 gold, damn. Yeah, definitely just looking the back here. What am I? I'm just gonna recall, okay? Right here, I'm not sure why I recalled. I'm pretty sure I should have just stayed at that point, because they definitely needed my help here. Or like at least like there to peel for the Orianna and Zyra. So actually backing there is a pretty big mistake. Even though I have a lot of gold and was kind of low, I definitely still had enough power to help these two out, to peel this guy off and make sure that she didn't die. But I guess it's just like, I don't know. I think I just backed straight up and didn't care. Or like I didn't see it anymore, I'm not sure. That was just bad in general. I should have just stayed on that one and helped them out, and then this wouldn't have happened, I think. I mean, I'm back here right now with full HP and I can make something happen, so that's not too bad. This positioning is quite questionable though. I'm not sure why he's trying to go for like these types of fights. I guess this is why he gets like 5 of his deaths. He died a lot as an AD carry, honestly, especially an AD carry that's this far ahead. If you position yourself correctly, these deaths should not be happening against this team. Especially as an Ezreal, let's be honest. You have that E to get out of a lot of situations. Alright, give him a Locket shield here. Definitely a good shield to protect the team with. Alright, he dies. At that point, it's pretty much just me against like 3 or 4 people, so I definitely just want to get out. This is the downside about playing a tank. By the way, if you're like AD carry or like mid laner aren't doing too well, like this guy is just positioning himself wrong and this Orianna isn't really getting anything, honestly. It kind of starts to hurt, you know? You see the enemy team getting stronger and deal way more damage to you. No matter how much damage you can tank. Like, I can tank a lot at this point, but if you don't have the damage to back that up or the positioning from your carries to back that up, it's gonna be a hard game. And this game dragged on for a while, so I definitely think this was gonna be a tougher one. Mainly for that reason. I think I see Brand here, or like assume where he is. Ooh, barely didn't get over that wall though. Damn. I definitely want to go for the dragon here when it spawns. Pretty sure it should just be a free dragon. Oh, Itchy knows. Wait. Go back. Alright, Brand walks up, starts clearing some wards. I see this shit, so I walk around. This is already in E range. Zara puts him back a little bit, hit him with that, and I'm pretty sure he just dies straight up. I did red smite him there. That's quite questionable. Actually, I did have my second smite stack, so it's not that bad then. Definitely want to keep one smite stack for the dragon, so yeah. That's one interesting ZAC build, actually. Wait, why did I just smite that? Always keep... Oh, right. I made this mistake, apparently, but always keep one smite stack if you're going for an objective like Dragon or Baron to ensure that you get it. Because if the enemy jungler has smite up and you don't, it starts to become really interesting. Since the chances of you actually losing that objective are pretty big. So using that smite like that on the Victor, like I just did, definitely not something you want to do. I think I just went bot lane here to like heal off it a bit, because I can just use my W and Qs to get a lot of these blobs to just get some health back. Because you gain more health from this than I actually lose. I'm back to like a half HP from like 10%. I mean, Warmox helps even more with that. It looks like I'm building towards it. Right, I don't have smite up right now, so I'm definitely just looking to kill this Gragas. And then like let her finish the dragon off. Ooh, start prepping E in Victor's force field, not the best. A 10, 1, and 5 right now. I think I have a lot of gold. 1500, not bad. That's pretty close to getting my next item, I think. Considering going for this, but I think I just stopped, like, decide against it, since this is, like, completely blind. Definitely not worth it. Also, my carry is pretty low, so that doesn't help either. Alright, Lucian's definitely out of position here, so I'm just gonna go for him and kill him with Scion. Like, people don't really respect the range like ZAC can come from. So he literally just walks all this way out of position, and if I'm like anywhere like right there or right here, I can just get to him. It's really bad. Always, like, when you're playing against ZAC, make sure to respect that range. Because his E is really, really painful to deal with. I see a Brand here. Ooh, I missed my E pretty bad. Then I missed my Q and I pressed my W too late. Wow. Professional ZAC player right there, dude. Holy fuck. That guy should have for sure died. This was literally one W and he would have died. Do I get out of here? I think I for sure die, right? There's no way. Well, he did ult there, but he ulted a bit late. I got over the wall with my E, not bad. Actually looks like I got out. Wow, that's pretty interesting. I didn't expect me to get out there. I thought I was for sure dead. Looking in the back here. 1900 gold. I think I'm just gonna go Warmox this game. Yeah, definitely want Warmox this game. Don't really need too many armor items yet, because Lucian at this point is still pretty far behind. Not too much to worry about from him. I mean, sure, Jarvan does a lot of damage, but the rest of their team is AP, so definitely getting more HP on top of all the magic resist I already have is definitely good. Plus, Warmox is really good on ZAC because you can engage and then get out for a bit and then get back into full HP. Ooh. Do I get this Jarvan here? Don't think so. I think we just want to go for the Baron, honestly. I used the Locket here to give him a lot of shields to make sure that they survive. think that should be pretty good here. Not sure on her, at least she should have walked further back because this Jarvan has a long range to engage from. Well, she did flash out though. Jarvan flashed after her, not much she can do there. She might be able to survive this though. I think I'm just looking to get a Q. Okay, never mind. Didn't get it. He lands that though. CC changed the Jarvan. I land my E on him and this should be pretty good. I think this is free Baron. Looks like free Baron. I mean, after this Baron, honestly, we should just force one team fight and we should win the game. But I'm not sure what happened, honestly. I can't remember too well. 13, 1, and 6. I've got a lot of kills this game. Definitely not something you'd like. You would most of the time prefer to have more assists than kills. But that clearly did not happen this game, so that's not the best for me. If these, like, if I had her assists and she had my kills, that would have been much better. Like, in general, for your team. That's so, if you're playing ZAC, please do remember to give the kills to the carries where possible, you know? Just, like, try to give them. Because you need their damage. Pretty badly. 1700 gold. Looking to just pick up, like, armor right now. Like, the last item I want to fill this with is just an armor item. I think maybe Stoneplate here would be pretty good. Or Thornmill, actually. Thornmill would not be too bad, since I have a lot of health stacked right here already. So, if I just want, like, a straight-up really high armor item, I could just go for a Thornmill as well. Plus, it will allow me to, like, deal with the enemy team as soon as I jump in. They will pretty much kill themselves on me, which that wouldn't be bad either. Right now, we can just casually force the inhibitor. Like, there's nothing they can do against us. Like, literally all we have to do is just force this down completely. Alright, right here, this is really bad on his part, honestly, because if he just stays around with the team, that's much safer for him. I think he might still get this kill on Brand here, but, like, overall, if he just stands, like, right here, and helps kill this Jarvan, and then helps kill this Victor, and then we're grouped as 4 men, there's literally nothing they, or, like, Lucian would be able to do in this specific fight. So, not sure why he's positioning himself like that, but we are grouped here together, and this guy's literally fighting by himself. Yeah, right, if we had this Ezreal right here, this guy literally went to this fight, this guy would have been dead, that guy would have been dead, and this guy would have for sure been dead as well. Since he has 12 kills, so that kind of sucks. Also, these are, like, really not going to do anything. He literally should just, yeah, he should just E over, get to this fight. Oh man, this is why I don't really like playing tanks in low elo, because you literally need to trust your team to carry, and if they position themselves like this and don't really help this fight out, since we just need his damage. Like, he is pretty much the damage of the team, I'm the tank of the team. Especially since Orianna just died, he should just, like, kind of group with me. That's probably smarter. He's, like, tanking turret for a long time here as well, which is not that good. Not sure what to tell you about this, honestly. I think I played that pretty well, that fight, as ZAC. But if your carry doesn't want to work with you, then it gets pretty difficult. And we just lose this fight. Like, we actually lose this fight. Whilst we are, like, really far ahead, as you can see. We just lost that fight because of his positioning. What happened this game is starting to come back to me right now. I guess we'll see this a lot more often, because I think he made, like, a lot of those mistakes. But for you guys, just, like, I personally don't give a shit. But for you guys that, like, I'm reviewing this, you can clearly see where it went wrong because of the Ezreal's positioning. If he grouped with us here, that would have just been game end straight right there. This should have been game right now. I'm just gonna speed forward through till I respawn. Dragon spawning soon. Should all just group right there. Ezreal really wants red buff apparently. Okay. Orianna starts the dragon without me even being close, which is pretty bad. They should definitely wait for their jungler, especially with getting it low. Also, Ezreal isn't there, which is the damage dealer of our team, which is also really bad. Damn. Alright, I smited this too early. I think I thought at this point, actually, I can go back. I'm pretty sure that at this point, I looked at it right now. This barrel is, like, really charging up right now. Actually, not that barrel, the next barrel. This barrel is really charging up right now. And this gets in range, he ults. I thought he'd instantly, like, this barrel would go off at that point, so I think I just smited it to go after his barrel, but I then missed it, and then he actually got it with his barrel. Because I just mistimed the pop of his barrel. So that's pretty much my fault there that we missed that. I just missmited it. That's pretty bad, actually, wow. This guy has his red buff now, which is pretty good. I guess. Wow. Actually, look at this. I remember this actually. He starts flaming me for missing that smite. Whilst he wasn't even there. He should have been there though. This was definitely an objective for him to be able to take later. If an objective like Baron or Dragon is up, you definitely do not want to be going for your buff camps that casually, especially if you can just take it for free. Just make sure that you're there, especially if you're the only real damage dealer of the team, which is pretty much he is. You definitely want to be there. Alright. I die here trying to, like, I pretty much die there to try and save the Ezreal for as long as possible from their damage dealers. To maybe get him in, like, a good position to win the fight, because he's our damage. Like, I'm literally relying on him to win fights, pretty much damage-wise. But, like, I'm pretty sure in the beginning of this fight right here... Actually, this is too far back, my bad. Right here, this is where the fight actually started. What happened? So I'm pretty sure he wasn't in the fight for a little bit. Alright, I'll look for the engage here, potentially. He walks all the way back. What does he do, actually? I think he literally just stands there and does nothing for a bit. Means he could have been on this position right here. He could have already been in range while Sion and me were actually, like, kind of CCing their team. This guy should have died at that point. I'm really just looking what went wrong these fights, honestly. He gets to the fight now. I'm tanking a lot of damage for the team right now. Right there, still tanking. At this point, I just go on the Victor to pretty much ensure that he doesn't get like a laser or a Q off on Ezreal, because that would one-shot him. So I think I just take the death in that situation, and potentially after that, maybe Sion and Ezreal can still turn this. Does he have his E up? He did have his E up, so he could have literally just jumped over this wall and killed this Victor. Ah, man. That's actually really bad. I guess right there I shouldn't jump back in. Now let's look at this closer. Alright, 2 seconds, 1 second. He gets this. He should just E over right here and then Q this guy once. He would have killed him. He would have been in a really good position as well to maybe get out even, or maybe just go for like the back line here. Instead he gets hit by this guy. I'm pretty sure he dies here. Yeah. Right. That's what that's what really went wrong there. He initially started back here and then he didn't go over here to kill the Victor with it. Turned out to be pretty bad then. Alright. That's that fight. And like our lead is really starting to like go back into their favor pretty much. We're only like 5 gold ahead now, 5k gold ahead now instead of the 10k we were earlier. Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened here? Alright, we see Brand. I stand in the brush. Wait for him to get close. Just knock him up. Knock him to the plant there. Okay, well, that pretty much confirms that this plant knock would have worked as well. Kill Brand. We caught him. Pretty sure we can catch this guy as well. Alright, he ults me away though. That's pretty smart. I do have a lot of CC, so probably we can still get him here. Alright, Ezreal gets one shot there, pretty sure. Oh, he flashes out that way. Okay, fine. At this point, we just want to back off, actually. Alright, we could take the inhibitor, yeah, probably. Just inhibitor and then back off. They don't want to really look to engage a 4v5, so I don't think they will. Plus, my Warmox just resent me back to full, which is really nice about Warmox. And Baron spawning in 20 seconds, we can definitely go for that. Do we go for it? I think we might decide to like bait them here. That'd probably be a better call. We know that they don't have a vision on this, so we can just bait him here. He goes for the Skull Crab though, unfortunately. What is... Okay. Sorry, that confuses me a lot. He mispositioned himself so hard there. He took so much free damage again. He's been doing this lately in these fights. Not sure how I feel about that. Still get the win on the fight though, like a 3-4-0. That's definitely a Baron. That is definitely a Baron. Where are you going, dude? Like, honestly, what are you doing? Just go for Baron. I don't know. He died. Okay, cool. He could have been right here with us. Full HP, lifestealed everything back from Baron. And then we could have forced something down together. Okay. Zyra kills Victor. Victor kills Zyra. That's a pretty decent trade on their part. I think we just go for maybe a turret here. Maybe just one turret. Should be good. Again, in this specific scenario, Ezreal could have still been alive if he just went with Baron with us. And we probably would have won the game at this point as well. So, that's an unfortunate one. I'm just pointing out positions where we could have just won the game if something actually happened the way it should have happened. So that's kind of an unfortunate one. I still have Locket here, I think, so I can still protect her for a little bit. But right here, we should have just... I probably actually maybe not gone for the turret and just backed off. I think this call was pretty bad. And 16 and 3. There's no way I'm surviving this, like, realistically. I'm definitely dead here. Am I not dead here? Are you serious? Alright. I guess I survived that then. He used his heal. Okay, not bad. Take the blue wall, it's still there. You might as well just steal it away from the enemy. See the Lucian out of position here? I mean, we saw him for a bit, but Ezreal still... I mean, I guess he wanted Wraith Camp. I've 1v1 him right here, so it's not that big of a deal. Definitely a free dragon for us, though. We can pick up this Elder Dragon, I think. If we just go for it right now? I think we'll just go for it right now. 17, 3, and 9, though. I have so many kills. I don't like that I really don't like that, honestly. Alright, get the free dragon here. Whoop, jump over the dragons. I thought it was... I'm pretty sure I figured he would have been about there. Just jumped over him. Knocked him back. I think this should be a pretty free kill. Oh, he starts recalling. I actually stops recalling. Okay, good. I just remember this guy fucking up a lot of his positioning this game. He flashes my E, which pretty much saves his life for a bit. I don't think I actually get him here. It doesn't look like I'm gonna get him. Yeah, don't get him. Damn. Oh, he goes really hard on this. This is definitely not the smartest because the Orianna's all the way back here. I am quite low and Ezreal is all the way back here doing this camp. So definitely not something he should have gone for. And as a tank, that's really the thing you want to look for when you actually can engage. Because both my damage dealers are pretty much back here right now. So this Sion going in like that is a really big mistake. And me following that is also probably not the best call ever, either. And Orianna's still all the way back there. At least we have Ezreal kind of close now. Wait. Man. This kind of hurts my brain, like, literally watching what he just did. He eat forward into the entire enemy team as soon as we, like, all had to back off on, like, low HP. Oh dear. Nice. I don't know. Not much to tell about that, honestly. I'm pretty sure, though, if this guy didn't do this camp and actually walked up forward with us in this fight, we probably would have won the fight, since we did have Elder Dragon. Orianna, I mean, it was fine for her to be all the way back there, since she was, like, kind of getting the minions, even though this inhibitor is still up. Or, like, this turret is down and the inhibitor only is up, so we could just force this down as 5 people if both the damage dealers followed the engage here. Because the engage, I mean, the engage itself was pretty decent, but then the engage became pretty bad because we had no real follow-up. So that's kind of the problem there. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm doing right now, because this is definitely not something I want to go for. The reason for that is obviously my Ezreal is dead. He's the main damage dealer, so I think I don't know. This is really bad on my part. Always as a tank, especially like ZAC, just a tank in general, always make sure that your carries are behind you or like at least close to you. Also, of course, identify who your carries are, but make sure they're close to you before you engage, because this engage is really bad on my part. I definitely did not respect their damage pretty much, or like, I overestimated our damage. Let me just put it that way, I think. I definitely should not have engaged that without the Ezreal there. And let's skip forward until I respawn again. Alright. I currently just sold my boots for the Deadman's Plate. It's a very nice thing to switch your boots for, because it will still, like, as you can see, it still allows me to move pretty quickly at 400 movement speed. But as soon as I can go for the engage with like an E, and the fight starts happening, I will have all the extra health and armor that I need to survive that. So definitely good replacement. I'm currently on 5,200 HP, which is a lot of health. At this point, I think I just want to look to get a stone plate because to make me more tanky in general. And that's like this is where the late game factors of replacing Locket starts kicking in. Because I just want to be jumping in, and their Lucian actually is starting to catch up a lot on damage. Plus their Jarvan deals a lot of damage, and their Victor now also deals a lot of damage. So I definitely want to make myself more tankier to do the engage properly, and then be able to tank their damage more. So I can be more of a frontliner. At this point, having the defense like Locket for your Orianna or Ezreal isn't that necessary, because Ezreal has like a full build. He literally has 6 items. Orianna is very close to having a full build. And they both will have their own defensive items, like Zhonya's, and Ezreal has a lot of lifesteal, and he can position himself correctly to not get hit by pretty much all their spells if he does it correctly. So at that point, Locket starts becoming less useful. And then being more tanky for yourself starts becoming more useful. I think I'm looking for a flank here with the engage on E. I do jump in. I mean, I'm still completely frontlining right now, so it's not that big of a deal. Right here is definitely where I want to have my stone plate, though. In this specific scenario, having stone plate is really good. Like, they have stone plate right here, and the Jarvan also has stone plate, so they have a lot of tank potential. As you can see, they're really tanky. I should have it as well. I'm pretty sure I can just sell my Locket right... I think I sell my Locket right now for maybe a stone plate, because I have 1,000 gold, and the Locket should sell for enough gold to give me a stone plate. So I think that'll be something I do right here. It's definitely something I should do right here. If I don't do it right now, then I'm not sure what I'm doing. Alright, yeah, there we go. I have the stone plate. Wait. What did I just sell for the stone plate, though? There we go. That's much better. Sold my Locket for the stone plate. Alright, this is pretty good positioning from him. He's standing out of range of him, and he's getting free hits on Jarvan. He could get some free kill on the Victor here, though. He could get him. Right, I think it looks like he gets him. Just has to land his Q at this point. Ooh, okay, didn't get him, I guess. I'm still down for 30 seconds. This is pretty much Ezreal's fights to win. $18, 5, and 10. Damn, I have way too many kills this game. Alright, we'll just go for Baron here. Honestly, Baron is live. I'm respawning in 5 seconds. We can definitely just take that for free. Wait. Where is he going? Is he gonna take... That was a free Baron, though. I could have just started it. Ooh, dear. Alright, I'm just gonna start Baron here. I thought Ezreal's coming. Goes to the red buff first, okay. Alright. Baron then. I think we still get it for free. Even though this was really questionable going for that, he should have just gone to the Baron straight up. This would have been down like a good 20 seconds ago. I'm not sure. Alright, we get Baron. I think at this point it's pretty free engage. I have Stoneplate right now to help me tank a lot more damage, as you can see. My HP went up to 10k straight up. Again, this guy's splitting completely from the teammates. He could have been like right here hitting people, but instead he's all by himself. Kills Brand though, not bad. Kills Brand. I'm back to full HP because of Warmox. That's why that item is really good, especially on ZAC, something that stacks HP. Ooh, nice. We got Victor. I think this looks to be the end of the game. Because there's definitely, we can literally just run it down mid lane and win after we kill this guy. Yep, definitely, I think we'll just run down mid and win here. This game was way too stalled out for what it should have been. As I told you guys, there were many times we could have ended this game if something different, like something kind of different happened. But it's all good, we still win the game. You guys see a lot of potential that ZAC has just in teamfights, being able to tank, being able to put out CC. The way you play the early game on ZAC, there's a lot you could have seen of this game. So it's a pretty good game to show you guys, even though it dragged on for a little too long. And this is why I also personally don't like playing really full tank junglers, because you don't really deal any damage, and I am definitely the guy that wants to deal some damage at least, especially at this ELO, because yeah, your carries make a lot of mistakes. If I'm playing this ZAC, or like full tanks against, or like with really good teammates, then I don't mind too much, but to climb with ZAC, I mean, you can definitely do it, but I'd say more damage-heavy junglers are easier to climb with. Or not, well, not easier to climb with. They take a bit more skill to pull off, but you can definitely carry 1v9, whilst as a tank you actually need some of your team. So, do keep that in mind, and this game is a perfect example of that. If this Ezreal positioned himself better, this game would have been over at like 30 minutes or something like that, and this was still pretty close to actually losing. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please do make sure to hit the thumbs up below. If you want to see more videos from me in the future, make sure to also hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!